Hey guys, Chris here from Hockey Tutorial, and today in this video I wanted to take a look at some of the best hockey shoulder bags that are currently available to date, in my opinion. Now if you're in the market for a new bag, hopefully this video is going to share 3 of the best options that I think are available right now, to hopefully highlight which one of these bags is going to be the best one for you to pick up next. And aside from that, if you're new here, or if you watch our videos regularly but you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button and don't forget to thumbs up the video. But without further ado, let's jump into it and figure out which one of these 3 bags is going to be the best one for yourself. Now the first bag we're going to be looking at is one of the bags that I've used for probably the longest period of time, which is going to be the Grit AIRBOX bag. Now when I'm looking for a bag, there's 5 things that I like to consider, which is going to be the organization of the bag, the compartments that the bag has inside for me to be able to store my personal things like my keys, my wallet. From there it's going to be the durability of the bag, because I don't want to have to replace it very frequently, and if you buy a good bag, you're not going to need to replace it very often. From there it's going to be the breathability of the bag, which for me is a big deal. I like my bag to be able to breathe, for air to be able to get to my equipment inside there. It not only helps your gear to last longer, it not only helps to prevent your gear from smelling, but it also means that you don't have to play in wet, soggy equipment, which is always going to be a bonus. Last but not least is going to be the price of the bag, because if you find a bag that ticks as many of those boxes as you can possibly find for yourself, depending on what your needs are and what features you like your bag to have, the price might not be where you want it to be. You might have to spend a little bit more to get as many of those things ticked on your list as possible, but hopefully by doing so, you're going to get a high quality bag that's going to last. This is one of my favorite bags and a bag that I've used for a very long time. Reason for that is because at the time this bag was ticking off more of those points off my list than any other bag I could find, which was the organization, the durability, and the breathability of the bag. Well, those are the main things that I was looking out for, and this bag kind of hit those nails on the head. If we look at the bag, the first thing that you notice is that it doesn't really look like your conventional hockey bags. The entire upper section of this bag is constructed from a very durable, breathable net mesh, which means that air is able to pass through the entire structure of the bag, whether it's open or closed, which means it's phenomenal for drying out your equipment, even if your equipment sat inside your bag and your bag is closed. It'll dry it out better than any other shoulder bag I've ever come across. Now, when we take a look inside the bag, it has a nice reflective base, which makes it easy for you to be able to see your equipment or anything that's lying in the corners of the bag in a low lit locker room, which is always great. The main compartment or storage compartment of this bag is divided by storage dividers, which are collapsible and removable if it's not something that you want. But these dividers make it nice and easy to be able to separate your equipment inside your bag, so it's easy to find, it's quick to get ready, and it's also great for noticing if anything is missing, because everything essentially has a place inside this bag. If something's missing, you can see it because there'll be a gap. Now, Grit as a company are known for creating bags with great storage dividers and organization, which is definitely something that isn't missed on the AIRBOX bag. On the actual storage dividers themselves, there's 2 compartments for you to be able to store accessories, things like tape, scissors, or any of the personal things that you take with you, like your car keys or wallet. There's 2 sections that you can put that in, one flexible pocket and one with a zip. The flexible pocket can also be used for storing things like socks or anything that you might need to put inside your bag that's a lot easier to find if it's not rolling around the bottom of the bag itself. But in terms of storage compartments, things where you would store your additional extras like tape, maybe a pair of scissors, or extra screws for your helmet or skates, this bag only features those 2 compartments that I've shown you, with only one of them featuring a zip. So this is really the only area that lets this bag down. Aside from that, it's also the fact that there is nowhere for you to separate your clean clothes and, for example, a clean towel from the rest of your equipment, which is definitely something that I would like to do. But aside from that, if you're looking for a bag that has the organization and has the breathability, the AIRBOX is definitely a good place to look. It's also pretty cool to see that the AIRBOX has a specific section for your skates, which has a reinforced mat, which means if you put your skates inside this bag without any guards on the blades, you don't have to worry about your blades being dulled or coming into contact with anything inside your bag that they shouldn't. And aside from that, it also means that your skate blades aren't going to cut through the base of the bag, which is always appreciated. And just for reference, the Grit AIRBOX bag is $109 US. From there, it's going to be another big favorite of mine, which is the Pacific Rink player bag. Now, Pacific Rink described this bag as the ultimate hockey bag, and in a lot of ways, they're not wrong. The first thing you'll notice when you look at this bag is how premium the bag looks, and this definitely extends the second you open the bag up. Inside the bag, the main storage section of this bag is divided into 2 sections with a collapsible divider similar to the previous bag that we looked at. This bag also features 2 skate sleeves which are independent pouches for you to be able to slip your skates into. And the base of them is specially designed to ensure that the skate blade is protected, doesn't come into contact with anything that it shouldn't, and also doesn't cut or perforate the base of the bag, which again is always appreciated. Now, when we're looking at the compartments that this bag has, that's definitely something that Pacific Rink have hit the nail on the head with. This bag has 2 zipped compartments inside for you to be able to store any personal things that you might be carrying with you, like your keys. And one of these zip compartments actually has reinforced sections that are ideal for being able to put things like pens if you need to take something like that with you to the rink, but great for scissors, screwdrivers, any tools that you might take with you for your skates or your helmet or any other pieces of your equipment. This bag is phenomenal at ensuring that a player has a section to essentially store anything and everything that they might want to take with them to the rink. In addition to this, both of the skate sleeves also feature 2 flexible mesh pouches for you to use as additional storage for any other extras that you might need to store. And this bag also comes with an internal mesh wet bag for you to be able to store things like your wet towel, your base layers. So when you finish at the rink and you get home, you can just take this mesh bag out and throw it straight into the machine, keeping things quick and convenient for you. And it also means that the wettest pieces of your equipment after you've been on the ice aren't coming into contact with the rest of your gear, helping to dial down on how wet the rest of your equipment gets inside the bag. A really cool feature that the Pacific Rink player bag has is the top or the flap of the bag has an additional zipped compartment that is really large. It's essentially the same size as the entire upper section of the bag, which is a great place for you to store things like your jerseys, an extra change of clothes, a fresh towel, so you can keep all of that isolated from the rest of the gear inside your bag. This is a feature I wish was on the AIRBOX, which would essentially make it one of the best bags that you could possibly get. But sadly, it's not something that's featured on that bag, so props to Pacific Rink for coming up with this feature. This zipped compartment can also be accessed from inside the bag and also from the outside of the bag while the main section of the bag is closed. From there, it's going to be a feature that I've never seen on another hockey shoulder bag, which is going to be 2 hidden backpack straps in the base of the bag. Now, these can be removed at will for you to be able to turn the bag into a large backpack. So if you're taking public transport, for example, to the rink, or if you're walking a long distance with your hockey equipment, like through an airport terminal or through narrow hallways or corridors, this is an awesome and convenient feature to have, especially if you have to walk a long way with your equipment or if you travel a lot with your gear. Definitely something I'd love to see on other bags, but currently is unique to Pacific Rink's bags. Really, the only feature that the Pacific Rink bag is missing is proper breathability. As premium as this bag is, all of the great compartments and storage solutions that this bag contains, breathability is the one thing that it is missing. For me, having a bag that breathes, that helps to dry my equipment, helps it to last longer, helps to fight bacteria, numerous benefits for being able to dry your equipment out, is a big deal for myself. So with your list of personal features that you want your bag to have, if you feel that that isn't something that you need, you don't want to have a breathable bag, but you like all of the other elements that the Pacific Rink bag has, then that's definitely going to be a great choice for you to pick up. And for reference, the Pacific Rink player bag is $199 US. Last but by no means least is going to be the Conway and Banks bag. First things first is going to be the name. Any Mighty Duck movies fans probably picked up on this straight away, but for me personally, it took me a little bit longer to twig that the fact that the name is affiliated with the Mighty Ducks movies, of course, Conway and Banks. It's a nice little personal touch because those movies are partly responsible for me getting on the ice and playing hockey in the first place, so there's a nice little personal touch there. But aside from that, when we actually look at the practicality of this bag, I feel that this bag encompasses all of the best elements from all of the bags that I've looked at previously and combines them into one bag. Now, if you remember those 5 points that I touched on at the start of the video, those are the things that I really looked out for in a bag. Organization and breathability being at the top of the list, this bag kind of checks all of those boxes in my opinion. Now, taking a look at this bag, the sides of it are constructed from a durable, breathable mesh, which means when the bag is closed, air is able to pass through the entire structure of the bag, very similar to the AIRBOX bag. Now, this isn't going to be as breathable as the AIRBOX bag, but it is the most breathable shoulder bag, excluding the Grit AIRBOX bag. Now, when we take a look inside the bag, the base of this bag is yellow, padded, and reflective, which again means that if you're looking for your socks or that stray piece of equipment in a low-lit locker room, because of that reflective base, it's nice and easy to see everything inside this bag. The main storage section of this bag is divided into 4 different sections, so you're able to very easily, very quickly organize your equipment. It means that getting ready is easier, quicker, faster, and again, you're able to notice if any pieces of equipment are missing because everything has a place inside this bag. In terms of storage for your personal things like your keys, your wallet, there is a zip pouch inside this bag for you to be able to store any of the personal accessories that you have like those. So while this bag doesn't feature as many compartments for you to be able to store accessories like the Pacific Rink player bag, I feel that this does have everything that a player would need to take with them. Now from there, this bag also features a large zip compartment that you can use to store things like your jersey, your clean clothes, a fresh towel, and it's completely separated from the rest of the equipment inside the bag, which is something that was really lacking inside the Grit AIRBOX bag and something I wish they featured. So it's great to see that with this Conway and Banks bag, they're taking all of those elements like the breathability and also the essential storage compartments that every player needs and combining them into one bag. Now this extra compartment can also be accessed from inside the bag and outside the bag, making it nice and quick and convenient for you when you're getting ready. So in terms of extra storage, if we look at the front of the bag where the Conway and Banks logo is, it looks like there is another zip compartment there for you to use as additional storage, which by all means is definitely something that you can do with this section of the bag. But if you completely undo the zip, a mat drops out. Now this mat is still partly attached to the bag, which means that you're never going to lose it, but it's a great place to be able to put your feet while you're trying to get some dry socks onto your feet. Now, I can't think of how many times that I've been trying to get some socks on and there's been nowhere for me to rest my feet that is dry because the entire locker room floor is soaked. This is a really nice addition. It does a great job of staying dry while you're in a wet locker room, which goes a long way while you're trying to get ready. This bag is all about practicality and convenience, and I really do think that these guys have done a phenomenal job of creating a bag that has all of the elements that a hockey player would need. And just for reference, the Conway and Banks bag is currently $129 US. So after looking at these three bags, if you're looking for a bag that is all about organization and breathability, you know that it's going to be the AIRBOX bag you need to go with. If you're about a bag that has those hidden backpack straps, that has a multitude of compartments for you to be able to store your equipment in, is made from that premium material, incredibly well built, incredibly durable, then you know it's going to be the Pacific Rink bag that you need to go for. But if you're after a bag that has a mixture of both of those elements combined into one, then it's going to be the Conway and Banks. But hopefully this video has helped to identify which of these three bags is going to be the best bag for you to pick up next. A big thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. If you have any questions on the bags that we featured, or any questions about any other bags you might like to see us feature next, please leave them down below in the comments section. Of course, all of the links for all of the bags featured in this video will be down below in the video description. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, you subscribe so you stay up to date with all of the videos that we post similar to this. A big thank you for watching and take care till next time. And before you go, thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. All of the links are down below. Thank you and take care till next time.